just a little bit. We're going to have Elite as well, but we're not ready. They're playing their semifinals. Those two teams getting ready to match up. KG fan, we have a lot to go through very quickly, so why don't you bring us into this first matchup?
Yeah, so it's the Storm and the Squalls on the Challenger side, and Yig from the Mythos. The Squalls look like they have the most wins. They're up by 7 on that one. And again, I'm looking at the shooting percentage, 40%, goals 494. So it looks like on the Squall side, definitely offensive, and on the the Yig side, definitely looks like they're pretty defensive minded. So I'm a little, I like the offensive defensive matchup.
Yeah, and I really like seeing just like those bars, right? Like they're so close to that middle ground. Both these teams matching up pretty darn well. Both of them coming in with a relatively solid starting 3 as well. On the Squalls, we got Poop Soup, Maui Destroyer, the captain, Mayday 369, Mashed Potatoes coming in that super sub spot. On the other side for Yig, we got Dinger 936. We got Moose 182, the captain of that squad, JD and Chris rounding out that roster. 40% plus shooting for 2 of the 3 starters on the Squalls, KG.
Yes, that is absolutely wonderful right there. That you have to be pretty nervous when you see somebody who's shooting at a 40% clip, let alone 2 of them. And even Mashed Potatoes, only playing 12 games, has over 42. So that's a pretty good set of percentages right there.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous stats. Congratulations, by the way, for both these teams making it this far. I myself am a Challenger player. I've had the pleasure of seeing some of these players, of seeing some of these teams. Excited to see what they are going to be able to do in this Challenger Championship Best of 7 finals getting underway. These teams have been waiting forever to get onto the pitch. They are ready and rearing to go. KG, I gave them the go-ahead. They were on the pitch within half of a second. And we're underway with 5 on the clock.
You're darn right. Poop Soup's going to take this off the sidewall, try to go for maybe a goal. Maui Destroyer trying to do a nice back touch off of that, and the save is easy. And looks like right now, Poop Soup's going to take control, sending that one right back in. Dinger looking for it, does get that touch right off of there and hitting off the back wall with a nice save. Mayday keeping it in. JD looking for that one. Maui Destroyer not there for the pass, so they're going to look for Dinger to get to the opposite side and throw it back down into the Squall zone. So 30 seconds have gone by. Squalls have had most of the offense, but now we are on the opposite side.
But here comes that transition opportunity for the Yig, and a bit of a double commit there made things a little bit awkward. Family photo, everyone but Mayday in the lobby up for that ball. Nobody makes the connection, and JD will leak it out to the side as we eclipse his first minute of gameplay. Here comes Moose, dunked by Maui, redirect in front of the net. Do they have the read? No, they do not. Poop Soup, however, top bins.
And there you go, Poop Soup with a very good patient play right here, waiting for Maui to make a move, and was able to read it nice and easy. Dinger, unfortunately, was not able to get up there fast enough, and the aggressive play was lacking there, but it's only a 1-0 game, a minute in, plenty of time on the clock.
Hey, it's a 1-0 game in game number 1 of a best of 7 series. There is nothing but time left for both of these teams to make those adjustments, right? If we saw already, KG, 5 players up for the same ball. The way that I read that, both teams a little bit nervous, maybe a little bit of stream danger, maybe a little bit of nerves coming into that first game, but Mayday not nervous at all. Sinks this one from their own third. No defense available whatsoever for the Yig.
Yeah, I think everybody a little too far up, and nice, great pass. And then from that play, that they didn't have enough power on that shot, and it was an easy read. And Mayday going to take this one off the side. Now JD, I'm sorry, actually beats them there. That's going to waterfall down a little bit. That's slightly dangerous, but Dinger decides not to go for that one and back off instead. Ball's going to be hit off the back wall, making a center, but that's a pinch to the opposite side. Who's going to beat it there? JD does get it. Another hit off the ceiling, but Poop Soup able to clear it out to Dinger, who sends it right back in. Hits off back wall, but Maui's able to send it to the side and prevent a follow-up. And the pinch by JD to the opposite side. And now we have somewhat of a counterattack here, while Moose stops it and lets his defense get back.
Yeah, great clear going the other way. They don't really get anything to show for it. Now JD hooking up with Moose. It's on target, but Maui Destroyer ready in the net to make the save. They'll have a clear opportunity. Will not make the touch off the wall. Double commit here again from the Yig. That monkey mode that we heard about in chat coming out a little bit. The defensive prowess, KG, that you mentioned, not there until that save in the net. Hello. Phenomenal save. There's a redirect by Poop Soup. That one is saved off the post. Dinger will clear that one from in front of their own net.
Oh, and Poop Soup's keeping it inside the zone, but there was an opportunity right there to extend this lead to 3. But instead, they were not able to do it. But the Yig are not able to get out of their zone. They keep trying, but the ball is not getting away from the half-court line. JD able to save that one and push it to the side. Mayday's underneath it, looking for another play, but no, throws their Scar completely the opposite side, giving Poop Soup a chance as all 3 players were almost there. Moose can't get to it. Dinger can't get to it. 3-0 with 2:14 to go in the game 1.
You know, KG, I'm not going to lie. I'm watching what's happening in game number 1 with this Yig squad, and I think that communication is really breaking down on that squad. I've seen a lot of double commits, a lot of nervousness, a severe, at least in my opinion, a lack of trust with your teammates. You've spent how many games in RSC? I mean, we're talking a 15-week or a 15-match day regular season, 4 match days apiece. You've already been through the slog of 3 different best of 5s to get to this point, and to still be that worried about where your teammates are and have those miscommunications is somewhat surprising. But as we mentioned before, it is only game 1. There is still plenty of time, and the adjustment could just be something we haven't seen up to this point.
Yes, and it's very possible, because I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure if any of these players have ever been to a finals before. That can be slightly nerve-wracking. Maybe it's even possible that some of them never been on stream, as this ball is hit slightly dangerous. It is going to go wide, but JD was following up to make sure Mayday didn't have an easy touch. Dinger keeps it back in, but another double commit as Moose missing that one to keep it back in. JD gets there, but Moose throws himself out and give Poop Soup an easy chance back wall, but Moose is able to send that to the opposite side. Maui trying to keep it in with Mayday looking for a play. Maui going in to try to demo, does get that demo, but Dinger is there to stop that one coming in as Poop Soup keeps it right back in. So the Yig are not able to get anything and keep that ball inside the Squalls zone at all.
You know, and the worst part here is that clear is actually 99% the Squalls doing. They just cleared that one back to their own zone, and it's probably, KG, the best clear I've seen from them up to this point, except for the one maybe that they just made. Dinger has an opportunity to shoot. JD going for the demo, cannot hook up with Maui Destroyer. Moose is ready now, reading off back while using that black and red Fennec body. There's a pinch, very dangerous. Dinger pushed up really far. Here comes Mayday on the counterattack. They'll pop this one up the foot, and Poop Soup going for the bump, gets it. Moose is still gonna make the save. 30 to go here in game 1.
My goodness, that would have been a nice little statement, but let's see if the Yig can come back. A nice push away by Moose. 182. Definitely not their 180-second save, but it doesn't matter right now as Mayday's trying to stop that one. JD is coming in. Can't get that one. They're looking for a goal and a little bit of momentum, but Poop Soup going back the opposite way. 5 seconds to go. Sends it to the middle. Moose is going to hit it up in the air. There's still an opportunity as Poop goes up, but Dinger's able to get to the opposite side. It's probably going to land. And we have a 3-0 game in, 3-0 score in game 1.
You know, that pretty good performance here from the Squalls really just kept the Yig on their back foot this entire game. I mean, 14 shots for the Squalls in game number 1, and I guarantee, chat, if you had the opportunity to see that map of ball control, you'd probably see a 70-30 split from the Squalls on the Yig. A ridiculous amount of offensive pressure, really showing that, you know, that offensive prowess that we talked about, KG, coming into this game, incredibly popular. The one thing, though, we missed on, they just went 3 for 14 in a game. I don't think that equates to 40%.
No, definitely a little bit under 40%, but that being said, that is kind of this recipe to success. If you can't get past your half court, and it looked like there was a time that the Squalls were aiming for that, don't let the ball pass half court, because it kept happening, and Yig just didn't have those extra touches that they needed because the Squalls defense was absolutely on fire. And it definitely goes to show what I know when I said the Yig was a defensive team, looking at the Squalls, looking at the stats.
Hey, you know what? You said that they were a defensive team. They only let up 3 goals on 14 shots. So if anything else, that shows quite a bit, in my opinion. We'll have to see, you know, how that adjustment comes up in game number 2. I think that's what's most important about a series of this length, right? Is after that first game happens, regardless of how things go, you gotta forget about it, right? You have to have that memory of a goldfish, if you will, and roll right along and come into game number 2 with the same confidence you came into the series with.
You're darn right, and that's like, you're here for a reason. This is the finals. You made the finals. And now you just got to take game 2 and make it your own and try to throw things off as JD is able to send this to the side. That was slightly dangerous. Moving it on up. Looking like their teammates are behind him. Moose is going up. Maui's able to send this to the middle. Dinger following up. And there you go. 1-0, 20 seconds in. And it definitely changes things right now.
Yeah, so this is the aggressive style of play that this squad likes to play. I mean, third man coming in just right in front of the net. Neither teammate recovered. And this is the blessing and the curse of this style of play. You're going to get goals like that. But remember what happened all of the minutes of the last game where that strategy did not work out in their favor. Got to be really, really careful with those overcommits. The counterattack a little bit too easy, but at least for the first 40 seconds of this game, we are going to see the Yig in control.
Oh, yes, and I think you mentioned communication last game, and it definitely seems like, and I know less than a minute in, they definitely have a little bit more communication. I think last game they double committed to pretty much right off the bat. Now it seems like they've spaced themselves out a little bit as Maui Destroyer able to get this off a misread. Nice way to even it up, but like I said, I think it was just a misread right here by Dinger.
What a great passing play, though, from Soup. Just to have that control and to know that you can bounce that ball off of the sidewall in front of the net, and a teammate is going to be there to absolutely bury the shot. Very well done, tying things up here within the first minute, and Poop Soup will regain control. Big demo here from Mayday. Potential open net for Poop Soup. Top Benny's in the left-hand side, and look at the bounce from Poop Soup.
Oh, loved that chase too, and because he knew nobody was there, was the most immediate threat, and Poop Soup just had an open goal, laid it right in. It's been only a minute. We have had 3 goals, but let's just see what the Yigs got. Oh, we have a chance for, no, that goes wide left, way wide left as JDA able to take this. Moose going to send it up to Jay. Jay looking for a pass, does get it downfield, a little wide right of the goal, but makes Mayday have to do something with it. Moose following that up, and that's going to be centered, but cleared out. Maui and Mayday going up for it. That's off the back wall. Can they read that when nobody hits that one as Poop Soup? Nice play here. Trying to flick it in. Moose able to send that away as well as Dinger gets away from that. Gets demoed. Moose trying to make a play. Jay is in the middle. Trying to get a pass on. Does get it. Can't make it as the cleared out. And a good play right there by the Squalls defense.
Dinger out to midfield, intercepted by Moose, who will push it into the left-hand corner, getting destroyed by Poop Soup. Maui Destroyer, speaking of destroyers coming in for a play, they won't get quite enough to regain possession. JD and Moose on the same side. JD now going back by themselves, popping it up in front of the net. Dangerous situation. Everybody pushed up again. Moose going a little bit of X Games mode there on that left post, eventually clearing it downfield, finding Dinger to the back wall. There's the bounce pass. JD not able to connect. Here comes Moose. They'll throw it off the back wall as well. Out in front of the net. Maui is right there. Here comes the connection. No, that one is missed. Moose will roll it on target, but Poop Soup going to come in with a clutch save.
There was another opportunity right there, but Poop has been playing very patient and very smart as a triple commit from the Yig. Leaves a little bit open. It looks like that was an own goal from my view. I have to see the instant replay to make sure.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. All 3 players go up, and it's Dinger off the nose of their Fennec going into their own goal. Things you just absolutely hate to see, but at halftime in this matchup, still a good opportunity for the Yig to catch up. But I think we're starting to see now, KG, that pressure that we saw in game number 1, where the Squalls are just not willing to let that ball pass midfield.
Yes, and that's kind of been the bane, is like the midfield game. Really, and there's a center right there, and a nice shot by Maui Destroyer. As I was saying, that the midfield game has been all Squalls, well, 2 games, if you will. And that was a great pass and a great shot by Maui.
Hey, you know what? The night hasn't been long, but for as long as it has been all Squalls control. Minus the first 40 seconds of this game, the Yig have been ultimately ineffective in everything that they've tried to do. The Squalls have had an answer for everything. They've had great counterattacks. They've been very accurate with their shooting. I mean, even though they went 3 for 14 in game number 1, it's mostly because we saw a great defense, right? There was a ton of saves on the other side. Of course those 2 things are going to go hand in hand. Of course they're going to get another opportunity right out in front of the net. This one will bounce off the back wall. Here's Mayday colliding with the Moose in front of the net. Lobs this one in front. Dinger's going to be there. They'll drop it down. Maui's right there on the answer. This one in front of the net. That one's saved as well. Redirected and lower 90 for Poop Soup, collecting their 2nd goal on 4 shots.
you just kind of felt like it was going to go in. They kept going, kept going. The fight by the Yig to keep it out just wasn't enough. That the Squalls just keep coming down, raining shots. And these are big, giant. This is the big, giant, fat rain. This isn't the nice, breezy, misty rain that you get when it's a hot day. This is the stuff that hurts when it hits you in the top of the head.
Yeah, I'm remembering now when you say that, a time when I got to go to Six Flags when I was in grade school, and we all decided to go on roller coasters while it was raining. And we went on this ride called Superman, where you're just like basically laying down and flying like Superman in the rain. And let me tell you, that rain in your face hurts like heck. I am not going to lie. So when you say how painful this is, I have physically experienced that before in my time. A shot on target here from Maui will go off the post. It is cleared by the Yig, but only a minute to make up 4 goals.
Yes, 4 goals in a minute, definitely tough. This is a challenger too. It's not common when you get up to the higher levels for people to just panic their way into losing, especially when it's this high. Although right there's a score right there, but 45 seconds. You'd need 3 more of those to get yourself back into it. So I think you're. Sorry, I was gonna say I think you're playing for the next game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is GG Go Next sort of territory. I mean, the thing is, though, even if it is GG Go Next territory, you still have to play your absolute heart out, right? You still have to not get comfortable. And that goes for both teams. Even for the Squalls, who are incredibly confident right now, who definitely should win this game, you cannot let the Yig start to build up that momentum. If they start to build up that momentum late in this game, they're going to carry that right on through to game number 3, and that's where they're going to be dangerous. Once that scoreline resets to 0-0, you have to watch out for those squads.
You're darn right. This is why people are in the finals. They've made it here. They've put all the effort and the work in, and there's a reason. Both these teams belong as Mayday extends the lead with 12 seconds left, 6-2. I will say this, because it's such a high score, and the last game was pretty high scoring too, Squalls are an absolute force to be reckoned with, but I do not think that the Yig are out of this at all. It's only game 2. There's still plenty of time.
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to game number 3 and how the Yig adjust to what Squalls have done so far. I mean, we haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe that there is going to be an answer at any point in time from this squad. I mean, certainly anything is possible. Certainly keeping the ball up at 0 seconds and scoring a goal is possible. You get one in garbage time. If you're the Yig, you make it look a little bit better on the scoreline than it otherwise was in the game. But KG, is that enough for game 3?
That doesn't feel like a momentum goal. That kind of just it felt like a goal that happened at the end. Unfortunately, it didn't feel like there was a lot of momentum going to the end. They did score 2 goals, I believe, in the last minute and a half, but it's definitely not enough right now. The shots by the Squalls, I think they have almost. I do not have it off the top of my head, but around 30 shots in 2 games. If I'm not mistaken.
They got 15 in this one and 14 in the last, so 29 shots over 2 games, a 15 shot per game average, and that's just not easy to deal with, but we've seen it on the pitch, right? Even if they didn't have that many shots on the board, I feel like we would still very much understand how this series has been going, just solely based on what we have seen in that midfield play, how quickly the Squalls are to turn on a play, how quick they are to counterattack, and not only the speed at which they do these things, but the efficiency with which they do them. I mean, this is a challenger team. If you're not familiar with RSC, we're talking about players who are in the Champ 1 to Champ 3 region. You don't typically see this level of efficiency out of them, but the Squalls are showing that they are ready to move up to the next level. Right on the kickoff, rolling out in front of the net. Thought we might see a kickoff goal. Still have an opportunity for it. No, Mayday shuts it down.
Oh, there was an opportunity right there, and I'm glad you said something about the efficiency. I've noticed something that the Squalls players, the touches have been absolutely wonderful. They've been on point, they've been crisp, they've been clear. Not many of their shots have been off target. It's been an absolute clinic in like you said, in the efficiency department, and there's a lot of patience from these players, and it definitely feels like they are in the zone of confidence.
Yeah, I mean, you said a key word right there. patience. That's what I need to see out of this Yig squad right now. I need them to take a breath and to slow down. On that play alone, I saw 2 different players over-rotating into their goal and taking themselves out of position, not having that trust, not having those communication lines, and that's what's going to continue to bite them as we move forward against this Squalls team who's happy to let them do that and who's happy to counterattack at every opportunity. Now we destroy it in front of the net again. That one's going to be saved by Dinger, cleared out by Moose down the left-hand side into the waiting arms of Poop Soup, but unfortunately their touch will not go in. Maui has a chance, looking for Poop Soup in front of the net. That one's redirected away as well.
Oh, Poop Soup is all over the place. Has been there, and there's Maui instead to extend the lead 2-0 with 3:57 to go. Definitely plenty of time, but my goodness, that offense, and it's starting to feel like they're not even in their half, they're in their quarter. They're just down there, and they're wreaking havoc, and they're starting to build homes and things. It's getting pretty intense.
Yeah, they are. They're really starting to look impressive now, and the longer that this series goes on, with the Squalls continuing to dominate, the more I'm going to start to feel like this is going to be a blowout sweep. Again, I haven't seen something from the Yig that make me want to say this is the team that is going to be moving forward and winning this Season 16 Challenger Championship. The Squalls have done basically everything correct. It kind of feels like almost it's their series to lose. That one is going to be on target from Maui, looking for their hat-trick goal, but JD and the Yig are going to take that opportunity away.
Yes, as Poop Soup is now that center from Mayday. We got Maui right there, and like you said, that hat trick I felt inevitable as this rotations. These you can tell that their communication's on point. Everything is really coming to like. I'm struggling for words to see how good this is. This is very good Rocket League gameplay, and I mean this when I say this. Even though you said this is around Champ to Champ 3, this is something people should strive to do as a team. They're all playing, they're all trusting, and it's good to watch.
Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to, especially in RSC. I mean, you get about 2 months to really gel with your team, and some of these teams have been around for a while. Some of these players have known each other for a while. When you get that opportunity to really build that chemistry, that's where you start to see some of these great teams really just spring out. We saw in the early stats only 19 losses on the season for this Squalls squad. They are tough to beat, and we are seeing it on display right here.
Yes, and definitely the fact that their offense was pretty high up. They have 8 shots on goal now. They don't need Poop Soup already, as Poop Soup misses that one with Jay keeping it in. But unfortunately, it looks like the Yig are a little too far spread out. Dinger trying to prevent that one from being dangerous. Moose is going to try to dribble this up. Mayday is able to stop it and almost dunks it back in, but Dinger able to get it down to the corner. Poop Soup trying to stop it. Dinger hitting it off back wall. That's a pass, but unfortunately that gets hit in the air and Moose does not decide to come up, and unfortunately comes a little late, and 4-0. And it kind of feels like he should have probably come up there in the first place if the end result was going to be a goal anyway.
Yeah, I saw Moose with a backflip as they tried to aerial for that play. Would have probably, and then they move upfield, grab that little 12 pad. Unfortunately, not able to stay in the play. Now a 4-0 lead for the Squalls, continuing to push the speed of this game. It's Dinger who will settle this one down, using all they do have of that 100 boost, and sends it right to Maui, puts another one on target, and Maui Destroyer is knocking down the net. 7 shots on target, 5 of them goals. 100% of the Squalls' performance in this game has been Maui.
Now, I know there's 10 shots, but they're shooting at 50%, so they're getting right back into that 40% shooting on average, and it's absolutely wonderful to see. This is what I want to say. Like, these shots are going in, and I don't think I remember seeing them hit a crossbar or a post yet, which is pretty darn intense in my opinion, as Moose makes this a no goose egg game, 5-1, a minute 36, and a little bit of a slow shot.
I mean, hey, it works out really well. It's a nice little floater, hit him with the changeup. Sometimes that's all that you need to make it work. 1.5 minutes to score 4 goals. Can't say I've never seen this happen before, but I would say it's pretty unlikely. Maui Destroyer managing to miss that touch. Okay, I certainly thought it would have connected. I mean, the way that they've been playing this game, though, you just kind of expect people to make those touches, but I guess I've been proven wrong once again. Poop Soup Touch will go to the corner. JD is there. There's the bounce out of the apron. Here comes Moose. Wins the 50 low. Tips that one into the net, and Moose is just too strong.
Right, this is what you need to see. You need to see the fight, and I'm glad I see the fight. If they score another goal here, and I mean this, and no other goals are scored, that is the momentum that I think that they're looking for. It's a 3-goal lead with 1:13, so it's not impossible, like you said, but the Squalls defense has been so darn good that you really need to shake the tree and change the game up a little bit if you want to fool them.
You know, you said at the end of the last game, even though they got a late goal, it really wasn't a momentum builder. There wasn't really anything to go off of. And I 100% agree. That goal is completely different. That is a goal you can make something of. But again, I need to see some patience out of this team. I need to see them making a little bit more controlled touches as a team before they really start to get things going. But getting one down, getting one ready, certainly going to help things out. For those of you who are waiting for the Elite Championships coming up after this one, the teams are set. We know who is going to be playing after this game. We'll cover that in just a little bit, but for now, Trippin here, KG fan on the other side. We got to get through the end of this Challenger Championship.
You're darn right, and I'm gonna, at the end of this game, I'll let you know how I feel, because this feels like it's going to be a 3-0 series after this. Is Dinger centering it towards goal, but that's going to be an opposite side. Poop Scoop trying to set it up for Mayday, who tries to get it right back to Maui, and not able to get a momentum goal on their side. So that was an opportunity right there, in my opinion, for the Yig to get back in this, and that was a powerful goal and a decent statement. And I'm hoping, because I love Rocket League and I love to see it, I'm hoping that there is a turnaround here.
Well, hey, only 10 shots on target for the Squalls. I feel like that is a marketed improvement for the Yig. However, Maui Destroyer going 5-4-7 by themselves. I mean, that should tell you everything you need to know about that game. As we move into game number 4 of the series, we head on out to Forbidden Temple. And KG, we're at a point now where the Squalls are looking at a very powerful sweep.
Yes, and this was, and I mean this right now, the Squalls have been dominant. They've been patient. They've been efficient, to use your words, and they've had a massive amount of confidence. And you can tell by the way that everything seems to be going right. And it's they've been playing smart. They've been playing trustworthy. And I've said this before. I think it's a great thing to see, and it makes for excellent Rocket League. And it makes me want to be a better teammate.
I like the play that I'm seeing right now. Coming out strong here are the Yig. It's going to be Moose who's going to beat Mayday on a great defensive play. A clear by Dinger to the side. And this is a Yig squad that is playing with a renewed sense of self. In this game, they have looked like a completely different team, but they're going to have to hold off the likes of Maui Destroyer, who carries this ball into the corner. It's Moose versus Poop Soup. It's Moose who wins it. It's Dinger getting 50 by Mayday, who will drop it down off the car. JD has the clear. Back out to midfield. 4 minutes left on the clock. 0 goals. Probably the first time we have seen this all series.
Yes, and thank you for calling him Dinger, because I've been calling him Dinger, and I can't believe I didn't recognize that. Thank you. Mayday's getting off the ceiling, getting it over JDA, sorry. Ugh, screwing that one up. Poops is going to center it. Maui going up for it. That's going to be off back wall, looking for a double touch. Can't get it. Mayday's way too far away, as Moose has an opportunity. We're 3-on-1 if they can get down there fast enough. Going for a shot. Poop Scoop able to deflect it out. There's a chance for JDA to get there. No, not able to get there as a defensive play yet again. So the Squalls, when they do have an opportunity, they are super patient and calm and are able to send it away. Poop Scoop sending it down to the opposite side, and Dinger able to hit it off the corner. Getting it around. Maui has a wide open goal here. Can get the hook shot in. Is it going to go wide? It's not, as Mayday actually slots it in for him. 1-0, 3:14 to go.
I don't know if maybe this team is listening to the broadcast or if someone's talking to them, but all I said was, I need to see this team be more patient, stop overcommitting. What happens on that play? Something where we would have seen that team get beaten in the past, right? We see a player who's pushed too far up, we see a counterattack, we see an easy goal. That time, Dinger's actually back. Dinger's actually ready to go. Counterattacks themselves and gives the Squalls a taste of their own medicine. How long will that last? That remains to be seen, but at least now, under 3 minutes to go, a great save there from Dinger is going to keep this one 1-0 Yig.
Yes, there was an opportunity there to send it in, and they did a good job of pushing it away and getting in front of the ball to prevent that angle. Oh my goodness, again, I thought Dinger was going to send that one in as an own goal, but is able to deflect it away. Moose trying to get around, but JDA able to get it back. Maui keeping it in, although it ends up rolling left and away from the goal. That is a center. Poop is up. That's going to go wide left, looking for a double tap. Mayday coming in for the follow, and nothing there. And now we have we had an opportunity maybe for a 3-on-1, but Moose goes back. Jay looking to get it around Maui, cannot. Moose keeping it in. Mayday is wide open, nobody there to follow up. As Dinger sending it to the middle. Jay is going to get beat by Maui, although dunks it, gets it off back wall, and Mayday sending it to the corner. So the opportunities are kind of there. They're putting the Squalls on their back foot. Look at that, Moose sending it in at a crazy angle. My goodness.
What a slot here from Moose. Just has this one off the wall and says, I don't need to pass this. I just need to score it over the top of Poop Soup. Are you kidding me? Okay, so now in KG, I feel like we have a little bit different of a game to talk about. This one has been really dominant from the Yig, and quite honestly, this is probably the least efficient I have seen the Squalls this entire time. You had mentioned before, oh, I haven't seen them hit the crossbar, I haven't seen them hit the post. That's all they've hit this game.
A lot of back walls, and they've actually been kind of completely off. Nothing really been on target. A couple of here, but the ones that they were pretty much easy saves, except for maybe one of them, and I think the shot was just slow. Mayday stopping that one, does not get demoed or bumped by Moose, as Mayday getting it right back to the opposite side. Dinger sending it right back in, but Maui is there trying to keep it inside. A 50, I would say it was a 50-50 win for both teams, but Moose trying to clear it, Poop off the back wall, but Dinger's right there to make a good play. And Mayday misses this one as Maui comes in, trying to get a bump, and now we have a somewhat of a 2v1, although Poop, again, playing so well, able to stop it, send it to the opposite side, and get a good clear to get his teammates back after a demo.
You know, KG, we've been in this matchup for about 30 minutes at this point. I'm starting to feel a little weird. I'm starting to feel a little bit different. It's almost like I feel a sense of panic from the Squalls. I mean, they just don't look like the same team here. They're not playing bad. But they're playing a lot different, and I really think that someone needs to settle them down. They put a good shot, or at least a good pass towards midfield, but there's a counter there from the Yig, keeping that one out of the net. Maui will play it to the left-hand side. 30 seconds and counting here in game number 4. Poop Soup and Mayday with an opportunity. It's Mayday who bounces it in, and the Squalls say, don't count us out yet. This is our sweep to make happen with 24 on the clock.
There's plenty of time right now, and what a play right there by Mayday. The double commit by Poop right there, they were kind of going all in on that play, so we have 24 seconds. They can be a teeny bit more patient in these last 30 seconds. We have a chance for a kickoff goal. It's not really going to happen as Poop clears that out, sending it to Maui, who sends it upfield, but I think that was trying to be a center. Maui preventing that one from going towards goal. Mayday up. Getting it down to Soup. Soup putting it forward. There's 10 seconds to go. JD, oh my goodness gracious! You can't say this. I'm
like really glad that we are not on cams here, because I don't think I have ever gasped and like just looked so just viscerally panicked after a play. JD with an unfortunate, colossal mistake there, own goaling to tie the game with just a couple of seconds left here, and we are going to move into overtime in game number 4. Late in this one, here comes the kickoff. It's Mayday on the win. Poop Soup is up, looking to beat Moose, and Moose is going to come in for the clutch save. Mayday is there with the answer off the back wall, back out in front. Here's Maui Destroyer on the dump. It'll bounce back down. It's Mayday up the side wall with 0 boost. There's the pass to Maui. Poop Soup will come up. The shot is on target. Moose with the clutch save. JD coming up, looking for some redemption after that last second own goal. Not gonna find it there. It's Moose out to the left-hand side. It's Dinger with the redirect. It's going down the other way. Mayday will collect, and KG, we've got a heck of an overtime. Off the backboard, down in front. It's Dinger who will stop this one.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting really, really excited here. This is absolutely amazing offense by the Squalls. They just feel like they're going to get in there, and the Yig are absolutely playing wonderful defense. They're playing with such passion right now and a lot of fight in them, even after that, what I would say is a devastating end result. This is a chance. It's going to go really close. Maui had to send that to the corner. Moose is centering that. Dinger's up. Can't get that one. That's going to go high in the air. And unfortunately, it looks like Poops is going to take control. Can't get it around Dinger. That's going to go up as Mayday beats Moose. Moose is going to take this one off the side. Hits it off the side. It's JDA getting into the Squall zone. And I think, again, the Yig have not been able to keep this ball inside in overtime. It's been a little over a minute. Inside the Squall zone, everybody's turning away from it. An opportunity for Maui there, and they do not get it. And we have a little bit of a reprieve right now.
Settling into this overtime. 90 seconds already down. It's Maui onto the back wall, missing that touch. Here comes JD. Bailed out by Poop Soup. They'll chase it down the right-hand side. There's the 50 with Dinger. Moose getting ready as well. The shot narrowly is going to be Maui Destroyer, burying the final goal. The Squalls will complete the sweep after a minute and 43 seconds of overtime. Your Season 16 Challenger champions.
My goodness, they were a force to be reckoned with. Let me tell you, that ball was coming in there 100 miles an hour. That pass was 100 miles an hour. They ended it in dramatic fashion. Great win in overtime. And unfortunately for the caster and me, the sweep, and I prefer Game 7.
Hey, you know what though? Sweep can be very exciting to watch too, right? I mean, we just saw a dominant performance from the Squalls. Sometimes you get to a championship game and you really feel like the better team didn't win, right? Like you feel like maybe someone backed into the playoffs and it was just a bad day for a good team or something like that. But quite honestly, that's not what we saw here at all. We saw the Squalls come in as the number 1 seed in Challenger, act like the number 1 seed in Challenger, and sweep in great fashion, even with an overtime in game number 4. Congratulations go again to them. But we do have to keep things rolling right along. As much